Hey besties, it's Ria and I hope you're ready because today is straight up chaos. We're diving headfirst into the land of lying, cheating, and clown behavior from the wildest corners of Reddit. Grab your popcorn because the mess is about to be real. If you thought your ex was bad, wait until you hear these stories. Let's get into this disaster together. Location lies and the double device trick. Let me tell you about a cheater who thinks she's basically James Bond, but with an iPhone and just enough sneaky energy to make everything 10 times messier. You know the type, always on her phone, acting like she's just checking Instagram, but really she's plotting out her next alibi. So here's the scene. Our girl is in a relationship where she and her boyfriend share locations. Cute, right? That's what normal couples do when they trust each other. But bestie, if you have to start playing tech support just to cheat, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. Just saying. Anyway, this girl decides she needs to step up her game. She doesn't want her boyfriend knowing where she is at all times, because obviously she plans on being places he shouldn't know about. So what does she do? She switches her location sharing device in Find My Friends from her iPhone to her iPad. And the iPad stays at home, chilling like it pays rent. This way, anytime someone checks Find My, it looks like she hasn't moved all day. Like she's Rapunzel in that tower, right? But wait, it gets better. Because girl forgot about iMessage. You know how you can share locations in group chats and messages too? Yeah, turns out she had shared her location in their group chat and also directly with her boyfriend on iMessage indefinitely. Indefinitely? Like who does that? So now there are two maps out there. One on Find My showing her safe at home, and one in the group chat that's ready to blow up her whole scam if anyone checks it. I'm screaming because this is the exact kind of clown math people use when they're deep in the game and losing track of their own lies. If you're keeping score at home, Find My equals fake homebuddy vibes, messages equals real GPS coordinates to wherever she's sneaking off to. And let me tell you, she notices this not because of guilt, but because SHE sees everyone's locations in both chats and has a little panic moment. That sinking feeling when your own scam almost catches you? Couldn't be me. So what does our tech queen do next? She scrambles for damage control. She goes into settings and turns off location access for messages only, keeps it on for Find My so her boyfriend still sees the right, fake location. Now if they check iMessage for her location, it just spins like a busted compass or says, location unavailable. But Find My still shows her home sweet home, or wherever else she wants that iPad to be. At this point, I am cackling because this is literally a tutorial for how to get caught cheating with extra steps. The more moving parts you add, the more likely your whole scheme falls apart. Of course, even while doing all this mental gymnastics, she thinks ahead. What if someone asks why her iMessage location isn't loading? She plans her little script. I don't know, babe. It might be a glitch. Girl, if I had $1 for every time someone blamed Apple for their lies, I'd buy Apple. Let's talk about the group chat situation, though, because having your friends looped in on your live location while you're up to no good. That's not just bold, that's reckless with a capital R. If even one of them peeks at the map and sees you across town when Find My says you haven't left bed all day, it's over. End credits. And bestie, let me ask, why go through all this stress? Why not just break up or hear me out, not cheat? But no, she'd rather run an entire IT department out of paranoia than face real consequences. You know what really kills me? She posts online asking other cheaters if her cover-up will work. Like Reddit is AppleCare for lying partners now. Sorry girl, they can't patch insecurity with a software update. Red flags everywhere. If your partner suddenly seems way too invested in which device shares their location, clown alert. If glitches keep happening around where they are or aren't, please. If their phone always stays face down during dinner, but their iPad never moves an inch from home, connect those dots. Let me paint the picture of what happens next. Boyfriend comes over unexpectedly one night. She isn't home, but Find My says she is. He texts the group chat asking if anyone's seen her lately. Someone opens up that handy-dandy map on messages and surprise, her dot is nowhere near home. It's giving caught in 4K, it's giving explain this, it's giving pack your bags. Because here's something cheaters never understand. Technology always outs you faster than karma does. There are receipts everywhere, text threads, random screenshots, app notifications that pop up at the worst moment. The more complicated your lie gets, the more ways there are to trip yourself up. And honestly, the universe loves serving poetic justice with a side of public embarrassment. So let's toast our girl, the self-appointed location Houdini who thought toggling some settings would keep her secret safe forever, but forgot that being shady makes you sloppy eventually. To all my besties listening, keep an eye out for overly complicated explanations about why someone can't share their location right now or why their devices suddenly need so much attention. Because when someone starts acting like a part-time Apple genius but won't hand over their phone, it usually means there's something, or someone, they don't want you to see. Girl, I need a drink already. If my man ever pulled that level of clownery, he'd be single before he finished his sentence. The sheer audacity. These cheaters really think they're slick when they're just embarrassing themselves in 4K. One little crush, one big mess. Alright, besties, let's talk about a situation that could only happen in a town where everybody knows your business and nobody can mind their own. We've got a married woman, let's call her Emma, who had what she describes as a brief thing with a single man who's over 10 years older than her. Already I'm side-eyeing her like, girl, what are you doing? Married with a family and still out here catching crushes like it's sophomore year. Anyway, Emma didn't hide this little adventure for long. She actually confessed to her husband shortly after it happened. I know, shocking, right? Most people can barely admit when they steal fries off someone's plate, let alone dropping the "I cheated" bomb. But she did it. She told her husband, and then said she cut off contact with the affair partner, let's call him Mr. Silver Fox. Now here's where it gets extra embarrassing. Emma runs into Mr. Silver Fox in public about a month ago, like the universe is just laughing at her, and they have this whole friendly conversation. You know that awkward small talk when you're pretending nothing happened but your mind is screaming? That was their energy. She even admits she gave him a little clue by being the one to approach him first. Girl, if you're trying to stay out of trouble, why are you making moves? Let's set the scene. Emma is standing in line at the bakery, yes, I'm picturing carbs because comfort food is everything, and who pops up behind her but Mr. Silver Fox himself, looking all mature and unbothered in his Patagonia vest or whatever older men wear to flex their stability. There's that weird moment where she could just ignore him or give a polite nod. But no, our girl turns around and starts up the chat. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. He gives her this look like he just remembered every bad decision from last year and goes all awkwardly polite. Yeah, how have things been? You can practically feel the tension radiating off them, while the poor bakery staff is just trying to get through the day without witnessing another small-town scandal. Emma says it was all friendly, but bestie, we know what she was doing. She wanted him to notice her again. She admits it herself, she wanted to give him a little clue that she was still thinking about him. This isn't subtle, this is clown behavior with sprinkles on top. And here's the wildest part. Ever since that run-in, Emma can't stop thinking about Mr. Silver Fox. Like seriously, she says she wishes he would contact her again, even though she knows he'd have to be absolutely unhinged to do so because hello, she confessed everything to her husband already. Every day since then. She's waiting for his name to pop up on her phone screen. That little notification, hi, the desperation is real. But does she text him herself? Oh no, because she has a family and an image to protect, obviously. It's all on Silver Fox to risk blowing up her life again just so she can get another hit of whatever stressful chemistry they had before. And let me tell you, the man actually feels bad about almost ruining her marriage. He told her he feels shame about it, which honestly puts him one step ahead of most Reddit cheaters. He knows she confessed everything, and he knows reaching out is basically asking for chaos on Main Street. Emma literally says she wishes he would be insane enough to blow up both of their lives again so they could keep exploring. Girl, are you hearing yourself? The affair was a year and a half ago, and instead of healing or moving on or learning anything at all, she's still daydreaming about getting caught or worse, wishing for public humiliation just so maybe something will finally happen. Let's talk about that because my jaw dropped when I read it. Emma basically says if everyone found out in their tight-knit community, maybe then things would finally feel settled for her. Bestie, why are you manifesting your own downfall? Do people not value peace anymore? You know what this is? This is classic limerence, the kind of obsessive crush that makes grown adults do clown-level things like start conversations with ex-affair partners in public bakeries, and then spiral for weeks afterwards. Meanwhile, back at home, you know Emma is acting weird. Her husband probably notices those long moments where she zones out staring at nothing, or more likely at her phone screen, hoping for some forbidden message from Mr. Silver Fox. Every group chat notification makes her heart race, and not in the cute way. She is straight up tortured by wanting something she knows is wrong but can't seem to shake it off. Let me be clear. I am not here for cheater sympathy hours. I'm here for the drama and the truth bombs. And girl, if you're torn between risking your whole family for some old dude who made you feel spicy once upon a time, or just letting yourself heal, maybe take door number 2. But no, Emma wants both worlds. Secret excitement and safe home life, forbidden bakery, flirting, and cozy family dinners where nobody suspects a thing. At this point, I am screaming into my coffee mug. When people say, the dust has settled, usually that means you've moved past your mess, not that you're bored now and want to throw flour all over the kitchen again. And let's talk about Mr. Silver Fox one more time. He isn't texting first because he remembers how close they came to burning everything down last time. He isn't stupid. He doesn't want to be that guy, the one everyone whispers about at PTA meetings or church bake sales or wherever these small-town folks share gossip. Emma keeps running circles in her mind. Should I reach out? Should I let it go? What if someone finds out anyway? What if I want them to? Honestly, bestie. How do people make life this complicated? The story ends with Emma stuck exactly where she started, caught between wanting more drama and dreading exposure. But now everyone listening knows. Sometimes the aftermath is messier than the affair itself. So next time someone says they're over it, but still checking their phone every 5 minutes hoping for trouble, send them this episode. Because girl, peace isn't boring, it's grown. Oh no, no, no. This man is a walking red flag parade, and she still gave him the benefit of the doubt. Bestie, don't ever ignore your gut like that again. I'm screaming at how obvious it was. The disrespect is just off the charts. When your husband won't stop visiting his side chick. Let me set this up for you. Imagine being married to a man who cannot stop running back to his side chick. Not once, not twice months of this clownery. And our girl, she's not just any woman, she's literally a therapist. She spends her days patching up other people's pain while her own husband is out here acting like a walking red flag parade. So here's how the mess starts. 5 months ago, things go sideways. At first it's little things, a phone left face down on the counter, his texts suddenly dry as burnt toast, and those weird new work errands that somehow take him out of town every couple weeks. Sis tries to ignore it at first, because sometimes you want to believe you're just being paranoid and he really does need to drive 2 hours for printer paper. But then he comes home one night smelling like someone else's vanilla body wash, and let me tell you, she doesn't even own vanilla anything. Girl, if your man comes back smelling like Bath & Body Works warm vanilla sugar and you know your lotion is Dove unscented, red flag. She asks him where he was. He gives her the classic, "Oh, just helping Mark move." Mark has been single since 2017 and lives in a studio apartment with nothing but a futon and a TV tray. Please, why do men like this have Wi-Fi? The next day, she's doing laundry because of course, and finds a crumpled Target receipt in his jeans from a city 2 hours away. Our girl's not stupid. She checks his location history, because we all know you gotta be your own FBI when things get sketchy. Surprise, he's been visiting the same address every time he goes out of town. So what does she do? She sits him down at their little IKEA kitchen table, where they've shared like 1,000 breakfasts, and asks straight up, "Are you seeing someone else?" And he hits her with the most tired line in the book, "I just needed space." Sir, you don't need space, you need self-control. He finally admits it, there's another woman. But wait, bestie, it gets worse. He keeps going back to see her, like repeatedly. It's not even one slip-up, it's basically got its own schedule now. Meanwhile, our girl is stuck in emotional purgatory. They decide to separate, but they can't afford to fully move out yet, bills are bills, so they're still living together for months. Let me tell you, nothing kills the vibe like sharing a bathroom with your soon-to-be ex-husband who can't keep it in his pants. Imagine waking up every morning knowing he might be leaving that day for another round of secret rendezvous with his AP. That's a fair partner if you're new here. The air in that house must be thick enough to cut with a butter knife. Now, while all this mess is happening, she's also working full-time as a mental health therapist. So she spends her days listening to other people talk about heartbreak and healing while she can barely keep herself together at home. Can we talk about emotional exhaustion? This woman deserves an Olympic medal for surviving this marathon of disappointment. And the holidays are coming up because life always finds a way to kick you when you're down. Everyone around her is putting up lights and acting like it's the most wonderful time of the year while she's over here trying not to lose it over Thanksgiving turkey. Let's talk about the petty details because, girl, I live for them. He starts changing his phone password every 2 weeks like he works for the Pentagon. She catches him giggling over late-night texts. It's just memes from work. And suddenly he needs 3 showers a day because he started jogging. Sir, you haven't jogged since high school track, and even then you quit after 2 meets. And don't get me started on their dinners together, silent, awkward affairs where they both scroll through their phones pretending not to notice each other. She catches him staring at his lock screen like there are answers hidden in those pixels. One night he forgets himself and leaves his phone charging in the kitchen while he showers, rookie mistake. She sees notifications from someone saved as Megan work, honey, if you have to add work to make it less suspicious. She doesn't confront him right away. Instead, she quietly blocks Megan on every platform she can find and waits for the fallout. The next morning, he acts all confused. Hey baby, did my text not go through last night? Oh, so now she's babe again? But here's what gets me. She tries so hard to keep boundaries strong. She starts sleeping with her door locked because honestly, who trusts anything about this man anymore? She schedules friend nights every weekend just so she isn't home when he gets back from his little adventures. There are moments where she thinks maybe, it'll get better once they actually split for good. But right now, the hope is thin as tissue paper. Every time someone tells her, you'll find real love again, she wants to throw her phone across the room because, girl, can we please ban toxic positivity? What no one talks about is how exhausting it is watching your partner gaslight you and then play victim all in one breath. I'm hurting too. This isn't easy for me. Bestie, he created this mess. If I had $1 for every cheater who tried to make themselves the main character after getting caught, she keeps showing up for clients at work, holding space for people in pain, even though inside she's running on fumes. Some nights she lays awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if any of this will ever stop hurting. Her friends try their best. They bring wine, binge rom-coms, drag her out for brunch. But some wounds just don't heal with mimosas, although it doesn't hurt to try. Meanwhile, her soon-to-be ex is out here buying new shirts for date nights, obviously, and acting like everything is totally normal as long as nobody says anything direct. And every holiday card from extended family stings a little more, everyone smiling in matching pajamas while she feels like she barely made it out of bed that day. But let me say this, even though our girl is deep in the trenches right now, and wow, these trenches are muddy, she hasn't let him turn her into someone bitter or cruel. She could have gone full scorched earth, but instead, she sets boundaries, locks doors, leans on friends, and takes care of herself first whenever possible. If you've ever been there sick of the lies but stuck until things untangle, I see you. Our girl sees you too. You aren't crazy for feeling hopeless sometimes. Honestly, if I was living with Mr. Serial Side chick visits, I'd lose my mind too. In the end, the healing will come slow but steady, even if nobody brings casseroles or says the right thing at Christmas dinner. But until then, keep your receipts, literally, block anyone named Megan work, and do not let some man convince you that printer paper takes 5 hours to buy. Sir, not you spinning lies like we can't see right through you. The excuses, please, my goldfish could come up with better alibis. The clown behavior is astronomical, and I would have left the room immediately. His dating app, Authenticity, was a whole performance. Let's get into some real drama, besties. Picture this, you're on a dating app and come across Ben, 48. His profile screams authentic. He rants about hating games, says he wants long-term only, and insists on early vetting. He's got a bookshelf background and a bio that reads like an essay on emotional intelligence. But here's the twist, Ben's not actually single. He's married to Dana, who thinks his late-night Reddit sessions are harmless. The signs start small. Ben's phone is always face down, dinner gets quieter, he starts caring way more about his hair and cologne, neither purchased by Dana, and suddenly his phone has a new password. Still, Dana trusts him, until one morning she spots flirty notifications pop up from usernames like Phoebe Sips and Mature Muse 88. She scrolls through group chats called Writer's Circle, filled with copy-pasted lines about wanting a real connection. Dana collects receipts, screenshots are forever, and confronts Ben at dinner. Cue the classics. It was just talking. You don't understand me, and we've grown apart. He claims chatting up strangers was him being authentic, when really it was pure clownery. Dana isn't fooled. She offers therapy or the door and changes the Wi-Fi password for good measure. Ben gets blocked by all his online flings in record time. Meanwhile, Dana's group chat gets all the tea and all the screenshots. Moral of the story: if someone won't stop talking about being authentic online, check their ring finger and their DM history first. I honestly cannot with this one. The messiness, the lack of shame. Imagine living your life so boldly fake. This is why trust issues exist. I hope they found peace after kicking this human dumpster fire to the curb. When the affair is just the final straw. All right, besties, get comfortable because I'm bringing you a story that is less about a single betrayal and more about being bled dry by 1,000 disappointments. You ever see someone just go numb from all the clown behavior? That's what happened here. Let's get into it. So we've got our main girl, let's call her Sam, early 30s. She's been with this man for almost a decade. Not just dating, living together, building a life, raising 2 kids, both unplanned, by the way, which already tells you how stable things are. Picture those early years. Sam hoping he'll step up, be a real partner, share the load. Spoiler alert, the only thing this man shares is disappointment. Let's talk red flags. He can't keep a job to save his life. The bank account, always in crisis mode. Sam's idea of date night is probably filling out another unemployment application while their toddler dumps Cheerios on the carpet. You want emotional support? Girl, he couldn't spell it if you spotted him all the vowels. One minute he's cold and distant, next minute he's starting fights over nothing. Classic emotional roller coaster with no safety bar. And yet Sam stays. She tries to make it work. Maybe it'll get better if she just hangs in there long enough, like he's going to wake up and suddenly be Prince Charming instead of Discount Gaston. But here's where it gets spicy. During one of her pregnancies, while she's literally making his child inside her body, he has the audacity to have a side piece. Yes, a full-on affair with someone else, and no, the other woman didn't even have the decency to be taken. It goes on for years, and Sam, she doesn't even fully process it at first. She finds out later, probably after wondering why he suddenly started wearing cologne again or was way too invested in texting at 2 a.m. Let me paint the picture. Sam is home with swollen ankles and 2 screaming kids while this man is out here playing house with someone single and unbothered. The disrespect is Olympic level. But does Sam rage quit? Nope. She does what so many people do, she tries to rebuild. Because society loves to guilt-trip women into keeping the family together at any cost, even if that cost is their sanity. Fast forward to earlier this year, he loses another job, shocking, and something in Sam just breaks, but not in a dramatic way. No yelling, no crying on the kitchen floor with mascara running down her face, though honestly she deserves an Oscar if she held it together this long. She wakes up one day and feels nothing. Not anger, not heartbreak, just done. Listen, I don't mean she gave him the silent treatment for a couple days. I mean she checked out like she was late for her own vacation from this mess. And wouldn't you know it? Right as she hits emotional rock bottom, someone else pops up in her life. Let's call him Alex, her AP. That's a fair partner for my newbies. Now before you get your pitchforks out, Sam wasn't hunting for an affair. She wasn't prowling bars or sliding into DMs at midnight. Nope, Alex just appears, maybe at work, maybe through friends, and suddenly she realizes what it feels like to be seen again. To have someone look at her like she matters, ask how her day went without sighing first, actually listen when she speaks instead of pretending his phone screen is more important than his own girlfriend. Girl, sometimes you don't realize how thirsty you are until someone hands you water. Now here comes my favorite part. Sam and Alex never even sleep together. Not once. This isn't some steamy hotel room situation. This is emotional connection on a level she hasn't had in years. If anything, it's painfully wholesome compared to the circus back home. She knows Alex isn't her future husband or anything wild like that, it's just that open window breeze after being stuck in a musty room for so long. Suddenly she's aware of how dead things are with her boyfriend. Sam starts planning her exit quietly. No dramatic blowout fight, yet. She's still living under the same roof as Mr. Perpetual Disappointment, because logistics are hard when you have 2 kids and 0 trust left in your bank account or your partner. Every day feels like limbo. Polite conversations about school pickup, while neither of them says what they're really thinking. Her boyfriend senses something is up, but acts like it'll pass, as if emotional detachment is just a phase like bangs or hating pineapple on pizza. He asks what's wrong. She shrugs him off with "I'm just tired." He tries buying flowers from the gas station or making boxed mac and cheese for dinner like that'll fix 10 years of neglect. Sir, please. Meanwhile, Sam is counting down days until she can bounce without causing WWII for the kids' sake. Let's break down why I'm so heated. 10 years of chaos and broken promises, cheating during her pregnancy, literally next-level trash. Financial messes, left and right emotional abuse sprinkled in like discount Parmesan cheese, and now acting confused when she finally pulls away. You want to know what clown behavior looks like? This man lost his whole partner years ago, but thought as long as nobody screamed or slammed doors, everything was fine. Sam isn't staying because of Alex, even though having someone treat her decently for once feels amazing compared to budget Gaston back home, but because leaving is complicated when there are kids and rent involved. Every group chat Sam has with her girls is now just screenshots of his latest apology text. "I promise things will change, babe. Sure, Jan," followed by everyone roasting his spelling errors and lack of punctuation. The tension in that house is thick. You could cut it with one of those plastic butter knives they give you at cheap birthday parties. Let me give you my favorite moment. One night he asks if they can watch Netflix together, like old times. She says sure, but spends the whole episode texting in their mom's group chat about how dead inside she feels while he laughs too loud at reruns of The Office, as if Michael Scott could save this relationship. He still tries every now and then suggests couples therapy, eye roll, buys takeout instead of groceries, see, "I'm providing," or gives half-hearted compliments. "You look nice today." Meanwhile, he hasn't noticed her new haircut in weeks. But Sam, she already knows there's no coming back from this level of detachment. Once your heart leaves the building, bestie, it doesn't re-enter just because someone finally does the dishes without being asked. She admits, even though her affair partner makes everything seem brighter, it isn't about him at all. It's about realizing how little connection there is left at home outside of co-parenting logistics and shared utility bills. And let me tell you, the boyfriend cannot handle this shift at all. He keeps clinging to hope that things will just go back if he ignores the obvious signs. She stops caring whether he comes home late, in fact. Kind of prefers it. Stops trying to initiate deep talks or fix things because there's nothing left to fix. Leaves his texts on read for hours, then replies with K. Has zero energy for fake couple selfies or pretending they're happy at family events. Starts looking genuinely peaceful whenever he leaves for work interviews that never pan out anyway. He thinks if he waits long enough she'll snap out of it, but nope. Sam saw what basic respect looks like from Alex and realized how empty things have been for years. So now we've reached that classic point, limbo land, still sharing Wi-Fi but not much else. Smiling politely across the dinner table while mentally packing bags for Freedom City. Sam knows eventually she'll leave, and yes, things with Alex will cool off because affairs don't usually survive daylight, but that doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is getting out before another year gets wasted on a man who only shows up when it's too late. Girl, if your partner has been emotionally gone since Obama was president and only notices when you tap out, that's not love, that's laziness disguised as security. At this point I'm screaming, why do men like this have Wi-Fi? How do you cheat during pregnancy and still act shocked when your girlfriend checks out emotionally? If you're listening right now thinking, wow, Rhea, this sounds familiar, just know you're not alone. Sometimes an affair doesn't break anything, it just shines a spotlight on what was broken all along. Stay tuned, because I have plenty more stories where clowns get exposed by daylight, but for now let's pour one out for Sam finally waking up from that 10-year nap. Okay, but at this point, do cheaters have a group chat where they trade tips on being absolute disasters? Because this level of stupidity is universal. Girl, you dodged a bullet and a circus at the same time. Hugh, y'all, I am tired from all these liars trying to play us for fools. Cheaters really do act like they'll never get caught until Reddit finds out. If you loved this wild ride through Betrayal Town, hit that subscribe button for more stories from the messiest corners of Reddit. Protect your peace, and remember, don't ignore those red flags.